Alright. What's going on, YouTube? So I want to do a little video today because I just recently bought myself a Dodge Challenger RT. It is a 2017. I got it used with just under 12,000 miles on it. I want to let you know, just from my standpoint, I've driven a 392. I've driven a 392 twice, and so, given that I drive the 5.7, I've got this like neck rig going on from Walmart, so bear with me with it because it's kind of goofy. But anyways, so here we go. I think that the 5.7 is so much more practical in terms of when I want to jump on it on the highway. I can jump on it. I'm not gonna spin out with the shitty tires it comes with. How do I put this? You can use the power in a 5.7 and not have very many issues at all. With the 392, you step on that gas pedal and you're going pretty darn quick. Now, granted, with the 5.7, you're going pretty quick too, but it's not as torquey, but it is torquey. Don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you what, the RT is fun to drive. I never really considered getting an RT. I wanted a 392. With every video that I've ever drooled over with all the different Mopar YouTubers, and they have RTs and they have 392s and they have Hellcats, and honestly, like I think the YouTube library is filled with, I just think it's way oversaturated with 392s and Hellcats. I haven't really followed the Demons all that much, just because the Demon is really a niche vehicle, and yes, they're cool, but I don't really go to the drag strip, and that's really what they're meant for, is they're drag cars, and they're collector's pieces. But yeah, so I never really considered buying the RT, because about a year and a half ago, when I test drove a 392, it was just a Scat Pack. It was a 2015 Challenger Scat Pack, and it was great. I loved it. I fell in love with it. That is honestly what got me, hyped about getting into a Challenger. Of course, I didn't want a V6, but I needed a V8. Like, I needed to have that sound. And never really thought about the RT, and I went back and forth, and I even went back and forth with, maybe I should get a truck that's a little bit more practical, all that goody stuff. But anyways, with this RT, I've had so much fun in this RT, and I drive semis for a living, so my job that I have, I'm not really home, so I get to drive this thing on the weekends, and that's why I bought it. I needed a fun weekend car, so I don't put very many miles on it, but I do love to drive. Surprising that I like to drive on the weekends, even though I spend my whole entire week driving hundreds and hundreds of miles. Usually I drive about 22 to 2,300 miles a week. So if that can kind of put it into perspective how much I drive, I love driving. But I wanted a V8, and I went to the dealership about a month ago, and I found this one. I liked it because it was Destroyer Gray. I have always thought that Destroyer Gray was a very sharp color. It does have the black wrapped hood. It has the wrapped roof and wrapped trunk and the spoiler. Now, that just adds to the badassery of how badass it looks. The sound is honestly the thing that puts a smile on my face. I mean, I love the appearance that this car gives on the road. It's a beautiful, muscular, handsome looking rig, and when you match it with the sound, and I did a mid muffler delete. I went and did that last weekend. I ended up spending about $240 on that. My dealer said that I could go to like Midas and spend $150, but oh well. Yeah, it's just money. You get money all the time. Money is renewable. I don't really care because it sounds great. I do, however, think that like with this one, it came with chrome wheels. And I do plan on actually getting those powder coated. I want to get those powder coated a nice glossy black, or maybe I don't know if there's like a in between a matte and gloss finish. But this car, I'll tell you what, this car, I didn't ever think to get into an RT, and then I got into an RT when I saw it at the dealership. I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a chance, because given that I'm a truck driver, if I have a 392, am I going to be driving it responsibly all the time? Hell no. So, you know, I gave the 5.7 a shot on the test drive, and I think it was about a 20-minute test drive, and I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm very impressed with just how this car handles. A lot of people say that this car, you know, can't handle turns. I mean, unless you're tracking this car, and I don't track. I don't have time to do that stuff. I daily drive all the time. For a daily driven car, which is the majority of the people that are buying cars these days, the people that track and drag and all that stuff, that's a niche market. So if you're worried about, this, maybe I shouldn't go with a Challenger because it's a giant boat and it can't handle corners. It's a lie. It's a total lie. This thing can handle corners just fine. You obviously don't power through corners like, your European sports car, but this is a muscle car. This is a heavy car. It's, obviously it has limitations and parameters that you don't want to exceed. You just have to understand physics and the physics of the car. Now, the other thing that you hear on the internet about this, that I commonly heard over the internet, is that this car doesn't have enough power. Now, there are people who own RTs who say that it doesn't have enough power, and honestly, I think it has plenty of power. Plenty of power for what I need it to do. Plenty of power to put a smile on my face every single time. I don't think this car will never not put a smile on my face. So if you're worried about how much power this car has, don't worry about that, because this car has plenty of power. Throw a mid-muffler delete on it, and this thing is going to roar. Right? So, my 1 month review, and I've only driven it on the weekends, of the this is a 2017 Challenger RT with the 5.7. It's great. I love it. I have to say that this is probably one of the funnest cars I've ever been in, and I don't think I could really need anything more than this. I don't see why I would need anything more than this, unless I was getting paid thousands of dollars every month to drive a car professionally, to hoon it around like, I don't know. some of them, you know, well-known guys that do drifts and things, but this is everything I need. It's everything I need. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel great to drive every single day. So that's going to be my little quick review. Actually, it wasn't really quick. That was, we're rolling on 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I do ramble on quite often because I don't know how to short and sweet things up, so you'll have to bear with me on that. But anyways, the 5.7 Hemi Dodge Challenger, is the RT worth it? Should you choose 5.7 over 6.4? That's up to you. But for me, I think the 5.7 is plenty. 5.7 is plenty of power. It's plenty of get up and go. It looks just exactly like a 6.4. So, you know, I mean, if you really love the car and you're kind of on the fence, just get an RT. Start out with that. And if you really feel like you need to upgrade in the future, then it's America. You do what you want, right? So, anyways, guys, this is, this is me. So, I'm going to sign off and get this annoying-ass neck rig off of my neck. Take care, and pretty soon I'll be doing some uploads on the mid-muffler delete, the sound. You know, okay, well, we'll just keep talking here. I don't necessarily think that everything that's on YouTube about the Dodge Challenger RT, I don't think there's enough videos about the RT. I think the RT is very underrated and people don't give it enough credit. So I really want to put a lot of Dodge Challenger RT videos on the internet that I think that, I mean, the ones that I would love to enjoy watching, because I love watching videos about the Challenger. I love watching videos about people talk about it. I love watching videos, I mean, because I listen to talk radio, I listen to music, and I listen to videos when I'm driving for hours and hours, all day long. So I get off on listening to this shit, right? That's my plan. My plan is to put out as many videos as I can that I can listen to and watch myself, because I don't mind watching my own videos on my own car, because I love my car. I think it looks amazing. The Destroyer Gray, it's a Challenger. It's got a 5.7. It sounds beautiful. You can't go wrong. Set your scope for what you want and go get it. All right. Signing out. All right. Talking to you later. Bye.